Okay, home stretch for our maiden performance, maiden issue, I guess, of Desert Digest, not Desert Digest,
Digest.
Desert, Desert Digest.
Digestif.
Oh, gosh, good gracious. So we thought we'd go over some of the restaurants that opened and closed or closed this past month, maybe month and a half. I mean, opening during the pandemic, what a feat of bravery that is.
Mhm.
You know, but for some styles of food, it seemed not to be a big deal. Like that, food that was takeout friendly still
Mhm.
seemed to do really well. Like our food critic Nikki Buchanan talked about how Glyabon, that wonderful Thai restaurant off of 24th Street, was
Mhm.
still killing it. So there were a couple that did open. Leah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, well, it's fun because a lot of them seem to be from the West Valley, which is where I grew up. And I like to think we have a scrappy little underdog attitude. So it's cool to see us, prevailing in these times.
Yeah,
So one I actually tried myself last week was Mochilero Kitchen, and that's
right.
at 67th Avenue in Happy Valley. And it was seriously good tacos, really good enchiladas. And I also had a prickly pear paloma that was just killer. So it's nice
Nice.
to see some quality cocktails coming up in the West Valley too.
Yeah, cool
Um,
space you said too. Nice mural owned by a couple. So good for them.
mhm.
Hope it
Yeah,
works
or
out.
was it brother and sister maybe?
Maybe
Owned
that
by-
was it.
Yeah, some kind of connection.
Right.
What else? I tried Xanthi, and that's in Avondale. I actually used to live right around the corner from it, so I wish that it had been there when I lived there.
Greek place.
Yeah, Greek, and they're unique because they make their own sausage. This specific Greek type of sausage is called Lukaniko, I think, and it was really yummy.
Awesome.
Definitely recommend that.
And then
What
another West Valley place, Mr. Mesquite,
Mhm.
right? They're those lads who started the restaurant in Scottsdale originally, and it was really popular with
Right.
like late night partiers because it was open late. And
Yeah.
apparently they do a great carne asada, and that one's opening in the West Valley as well, like
Mhm.
this week I think, or next
Yeah,
week.
that's exciting.
Yeah, and all the other restaurants that opened right around March, late February, as the pandemic hit, you definitely want to pull for them. The
Mhm.
Americano from Stefan Fabri,
Mhm.
who owns Pomo. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He opened the Americano in North
Right.
Scottsdale. Um, Josephine downtown in the Roosevelt Arts District. We actually reviewed that, um, and they were only open for a couple of months. Great place.
I
These are
loved
places
it.
that are probably the most vulnerable, you'd think. So
Yeah. And Josephine, it's like you really want to dine in there because the attention to detail and their aesthetic is so great. They have
yeah,
beautiful art everywhere. You feel like you're in a cool person's house instead of in a restaurant.
it was. I think it's owned by an architect, so it's one of
Yeah,
those
checks out.
architect-owned restaurants. It definitely
Mhm.
looks great. Tastes great too. They have a great little cocktail bar in the back, like a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Cool place. But to that end, some of the restaurants didn't make it. Some restaurants did fold. Maybe going over those really quick. We both know Barrio Gran Reserva from
Mhm.
James Beard nominee Silvana Salcido Esparza didn't make it. She had to close it. And she has a James Beard nomination for that restaurant, which is just painful irony.
It is.
Um, she closed that. She said also she had to do it in order to keep her flagship restaurant Barrio Cafe on 16th Street going.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to visit Barrio. When the time comes. Deluxe closed.
Yeah.
That hurts.
It's an institution for so long. I remember reading about the reviews from Howard Suftel and the Republic when I was younger and being like, I want to go there with the
Oh
little French fries in the grocery cart.
yeah, they were awesome. You get half regular fry, half sweet potato fry.
Hmm.
Great burgers. I mean, it was kind of the first gourmet burger place in the valley, one of the first.
I think so.
Definitely got in, helped started that whole trend.
Yeah.
Um, Lenny Rosenberg owns it. He also owns Sushi 32 next door. I mean, he's great. He's a legend here. I don't know. Maybe the closing's not permanent. I mean, what I read in late March was that closed indefinitely, but they definitely weren't doing takeout, that kind of thing. So maybe we should add the caveat that
Right.
they could be coming back.
Light a prayer candle.
Yeah, right. for Lenny and for Deluxe. And then a couple other restaurants, Mark's Cafe in Tempe. You ever been?
I hadn't. I didn't grow up in the East Valley, so I didn't
Right.
make it that way until I started this job, really.
I'd never been either, but apparently they
Beloved. Yeah.
throw the towel as well. And then one that we've both been to, I think, Sierra Bonita
Yes.
on 16th Street. That was a classic, like, Southwestern restaurant, like, along with Richardson's, sort of, made Southwestern upscale tavern-like dining trendy in that area.
Sure.
I had it, our counterpart at the magazine, Maddie, our associate editor, loves it. And we found out that they've closed and they're just doing catering now.
For
That's
sure.
sad.
I know. They had one of the best fried chickens in the Valley. That's my favorite dish, and surprisingly delicious there. So hopefully they'll offer it in their catering operations.
I had one of my first osabucos there, now that you're mentioning it. Yeah,
nice.
I love osabuco. I made it come alive for me. Yeah, bummer, a big bummer. So on that uplifting note, let's close it out.
Yes.
Thanks for doing this with me, Leah.
Yes, it's fun.
See you next week.
All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.